to this year's Christmas tradition, the Christmas special from the Unguided. And today I'm not alone doing it. I have Sjunnesson here.
Hello, everybody.
And we prepared with a lot of glasses,
as you can see here,
and some beer. And we're thinking about maybe this Christmas it's appropriate to do a beer tasting event.
Which I am more than positive to do, because I love beer and I love this guy. So perfect combination.
And to celebrate this event, I've bought a beer called Lead Singer Syndrome.
Which I think it was meant for me, or was it meant for yourself?
It was meant for you.
Well, meant for you. Oh, all right.
And it's an IPA, IPA.
Yeah.
Indian Pale Ale.
Indian Pale Ale.
And me and Jonathan is more. If we refer to our drummer, he's like the pro at at beer tasting events.
Hell yeah.
And or myself at least, I'm more of an amateur. I like beer. I drank my fair share of beer in my life, but he got a very specific taste for, especially IPA.
Oh yeah. So he always beats us too. Have you ever done that one? He was like, yeah.
Exactly. I bought all these specific ones. He's like, I drank them all.
Yeah, I drank them all. They're okay.
All right. Okay, that cost me a fortune. Okay. But anyway, I think here's your glass.
This is my glass.
No, here's your glass,
which I think is very fitting for my personality.
You can drink from the skull of your enemies.
To be. Or not to be. Whoa. Right, let's pour this fucker and we'll see. Let's just take a look at the color to begin with.
Oh, I think the color is important, of course.
The color is very important. Very hazy. Very, looks kind of like a Weissbier from Germany,
It looks like a Weissbier, yeah. I think you're more professional at this than...
Where are my manners? I just did it for myself. Apparently I have the lead singer soon.
Totally,
I should stop. Alright, there we are. Let's just break this bread evenly.
So we're thinking this year's annual tradition of Christmas special video was supposed to be beer tasting and a bit of interviews reflecting over the year and a bit what's to come the coming year. So if we're not getting too drunk by this, we're probably gonna get some information for you guys as well. So,
yeah.
So you ready?
All right, I am ready. Let's begin with the
cheers.
The obvious cheers. Skål. Na zdrowie.
Skål. Na zdrowie.
Oh man.
I would say it smells beer.
It smells kind of like a beer, but there's also lots of hops in there. There's a lot of lime. I'm getting some hints of passion fruits. Are you getting those? And maybe some grape as well. Very interesting, very mature, developed flavor. Scent. I haven't actually tried it yet.
Should we hit it?
But just judging.
I'm pretty sure you're right with all of those. So I can't analyze all those, flavors. But when you say them, I pick them up.
Oh, yeah.
So we should. Oh yeah, that's great.
We should have our drummer here. He would be like, that's
you guys suck.
Yeah. Actually, it smells like this.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's try it. Cheers, everyone. Ooh.
I like this one a lot.
I like this one too.
Oh, it's really tasty.
I mean, this is like a very classy kind of craft beer, but it has a lot of those hoppy kind of.
Your mouth get full with taste once you take. But after I'm not sure if that's what they call it, but the aftertaste doesn't linger that long.
No.
It's kind of cleans off pretty fast.
True. It's sort of mild,
but it's really fresh, refreshing.
Hell yeah! I think this would be perfect to drink on a hot summer's day.
Absolutely. We have none of those at these times in Sweden.
None of those, because everybody gets alcoholic during the winter season here, because the weather fucking sucks. But what's the name of the brewery? I didn't quite catch that.
I would, when I clicked at home,
Mikrofonbryggeriet.
its webs,
Yep, sorry.
I just went for the name.
Yeah. because it's perfect
so
fitting for
IPA, yeah, criteria first, and then lead singer syndrome. That sounds good.
But it actually said Mikrofonbryggeriet, which in Sweden is the microphone.
So it's a Swedish brewery,
which is also
even
very
1
fitting.
krona punt on it. So
Which is also very fitting for us. Because not only are we divas drinking IPAs, but we also use microphones to enhance the sound coming from our mouths. So, yeah, this guy, he thinks of everything, doesn't he? But anyway, Richard, tell me, how has 2018 been for the Unguided and for you? And for
if we start by the album release of and the Battle Royale, because if we're thinking more of an album cycle kind of way, I think that's where it all started in November last year. And the first day of the release, it was really convenient because we booked a tour, or we got booked to a tour with to be the support band of Soilwork.
Yeah, which is, that's pretty fucking, cool.
It was really awesome.
I mean, they're kind of my teenage heroes and everything.
It's like everyone's teenage hero.
they've been around since forever.
Yeah. I know my first tour with Sonic Syndicate, 2007, was with Soilwork. It was crazy, 10 years after to be able to do this tour with Young Guy with Soilwork. It wasn't many shows, but it was really good. I liked it. It was a great way to set off the album in the right direction.
Oh, hell yeah. So, the timing as well was, perfect, because the album actually got released on the same day that we played. Yeah,
we had a Malmo show the exact same day at the album release.
Yeah.
And I don't even think our book reflected how perfect that was. It was really mind-blowing, and I liked the shows a lot. And it was good to be, it was mostly Swedish shows, but to be back in Norway again, do some stuff with that.
We did Oslo, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think it's a great experience. I would like to play more in Norway than we do currently. It feels like most of the time it's Sweden or Germany.
That's like our base.
But I think we can do something about that the coming years, actually.
I think so as well. I think actually, don't we have a concert booked in Norway this August, August 2019?
Yes, and I think it was just released. I don't hope we're saying too much now, but we have potential show on the west coast of Norway next year.
Close to Stavanger. If I'm not
Stavanger. So I think that's going to be a good opportunity to come back to Norway and have an awesome show again. Now, after Soilwork, what happened next? I need to look into.
After Soilwork, what the hell happened?
We had a bit of a slow start of the year, I think.
I think we played. After that, we played. The first show in 2018 was in Jönköping. We played at the Hell Yeah Club. Is that what it's called?
No. It was the Denim and Leather Rock Club.
Denim and Leather. Yeah.
But those clubs, because I know which one you're talking about, and they kind of look similar.
They do. And the names as well are pretty similar.
Yeah.
I think Hell Yeah Club is in Poland. But that was cool too. We've been there too. But we played there, and that was it was pretty intimate, I think.
Yeah, it was intimate, and I think it was a lot of people from the Sweden Rock Festival, which got acquainted to the band during Sweden Rock, and got to Jönköping to see us there. And it was a good evening.
Definitely.
And they had Titan IPA.
Yes, they did.
From the Great Divide, which is my favorite brewery.
If you guys are looking now, you guys make perfect IPA and also a very good stout.
The stout, the GT
Great
stout,
job, guys.
Is my number one favorite beer in the entire world. So good job with that one.
It is a very good beer. It's like arts in beer form.
For the first 2 quarters of of 2018 was that we were supposed to go on tour in spring, but for various reasons we couldn't get it booked as we wanted it.
Yeah, exactly.
So we decided to postpone the tour to fall instead, which was this October. So we had a bit of a gap between
exactly.
the Sjunnesson show and the next show, which was in Finland.
Yeah, we played at Numirok.
And they pronounced us from stage, or they announced us.
Yeah, they told us this. Oh, here is the Unguided, and that is something that I will never forget. I mean, seriously, that's just hilarious.
I really liked the festival. I think it was a great, like they took really good care of us. It was a cool crowd. We had a bit of unfortunate weather, unfortunately that day, but the rest was fucking mint, and we had a huge new thing in the band with the tech stage. Here it comes. We have this great new technology called in-ears in the band.
Yeah, I mean, it's that we have never tried that earlier. It's a fucking shame, because it has really changed, I think, how we play. Essentially, monitoring is just perfect. It's really changed the way that I do vocals live nowadays.
I
10 times better.
Changed how we all, because it was, really, it was so much out of the comfort zone. For that first show, for me, it was a bit weird. I know when we rehearsed with it felt like, we can pull this off, but it's kind of hard when at least when we don't have any audience sound.
No, exactly.
Or like,
it's very quiet afterwards. You're like, didn't you enjoy it?
Yeah, exactly.
What's going on? And then you take it
They're
off.
like cheering like hell, but we don't actually hear it.
It's very fun.
We hear each other, but the more shows we played, you can really see the perks with the system, and I think we improved a lot as a band with the in-ear system as well.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, more tight, and we're like, as you said, you're using the right techniques, I'm using like my techniques, and it's just improved us a lot as a live act and performers. So, and as you say with the countings, like you can see the videos from the tour, for example. For example, A Link to the Past. Like we do our segment between the songs, we do some talking, and then boom, the song just starts a little there. It's like, and it's such an effect. It's really powerful actually. So.
It is.
So that was it was a bit of a milestone for the band at Numirok, and another milestone that show was the first time we played Sonic Syndicate cover Denied.
Oh yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
Which was also a lot of secrecy before we played it, and some people just went absolutely fucking mental. And
I don't believe that I've ever been more nervous because doing a track by the one and only Roland. It's a big challenge because his voice is very characteristic. It has a lot of charisma, and it's also your music has meant an incredible amount to many. And, being able to do basically a cover of that. I had some large boots to fill, but I just tried to do my own touch as I've done with old Unguided songs, and it's just an amazing track basically.
I think that was really a great deal when you actually did it, because I think both you and Roland is amazing singers. You got
thank you.
Two amazing unique voices, and I don't really compare them because I think both is great in their own ways, But I think with Denied, and now when we play Jack of Diamonds a bit as well, you're doing your own thing with them. And I think that's it makes something different with the song, which is still super great as the classic or the original song, but it's your own touch. And I think I appreciate it, because I think when you just try to do the exact same thing as some old vocalists or whatever, then it doesn't, always or go as well. It's better to walk your own way a bit with
I could never compete with Roland, so I'm just trying basically to do my own personal touch, because that nobody can compete with me there, because it's my own thing.
It's
I'm just trying to do my own thing basically.
I mean, it's the same with all the Battle Royale songs. Like, it's no one that can compete with you there, because you're the vocalist of those great tracks.
Exactly.
And you can't just take that and do your try to make it your own.
Exactly. It's very personal.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
So now it was a cool experience. It was a very eventful and have those two elements with both the sonic cover and the near system during one show as new stuff was a bit mind blowing.
Oh hell yeah. Yeah, it was.
But from there, looking here at the show dates of this year, it's kind of crazy.
A couple of shows.
Because it went from there to Numerok, where what band played?
The Unguided. We also played with this tiny band called Septic Flesh. And seriously, you guys brought the fucking pain to that concert.
That was awesome. That was really good.
My friends, bruh. No, seriously.
That was really
nice job.
And also our label mates in Ailstorm.
Ailstorm, hell yeah.
Ailstorm.
It's IPA Storm.
But from there, we go from this Numerok show, and then we go right into a great event in July.
One of the coolest events that I think we've ever done, to be honest.
Yeah, we got to open for Arch Enemy for 5 shows? 4 shows.
I mean, doing that was just absolutely mind-blowing.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
When first Iron Maiden gig I ever went to was 2003 at the Stadium here in Stockholm, and the opening band was Murder Dolls.
Murder Dolls.
But before the opening band, they played the entire Wages of Sin album.
Oh.
And it was just, pumping out of that stadium. It was massive.
What the fuck is this?
I know me and my brother looked at each other like, what is this? And where do I buy it?
Take all of my money.
Because Burning Angel, or those tracks are
ravenous too.
The entire album is such a classic fucking album.
It's an epic album. And I believe it quite changed everybody.
Yeah,
because it just brought new elements.
I think it set the benchmark of how a metal album were supposed to sound at that time, and I spent a lot of time with that album.
Oh, hell yeah. But I listened the most to the album that came after that, which is called Doomsday Machine, and it has the tracks like Nemesis and My Apocalypse, and I just blasted that album every day. And now we got to open for them.
Yeah, that was really something.
Insane.
That was really something. We appreciate that a lot.
Hell yeah. Thanks for having us. And also meeting a person like Jeff Loomis too. I mean, that was just because you're my guitar hero, Jeff. Seriously. And he should be everyone's guitar hero, because nobody can play that fucking fast.
We have a bit of complicated past with Nevermore.
Oh, very complicated past. I also blasted Nevermore. Actually, I listened to Arch Enemy and Nevermore kind of parallelly. Parallelly? Like this, basically. So, I got Arch Enemy and a bit of Nevermore this tour. It was very, very good.
It was awesome. I think it made our band a big favorite to do that tour.
Yeah.
As well as the Soilway tour, like it was a great exposure. It was like
very good, very
right on our alley with the music wise, and the Arch Enemy fans was really kind to us, and I think we got a lot of new fans on those.
Oh yeah,
it was great.
And like everything that they do is just so professional. You know, they begin on exactly the time that they're supposed to, and they end like the same second that they're supposed to,
They toured a lot.
They toured a lot, yeah. Seriously, they're like veterans deluxe.
So what happened after the Arch Enemies? We played some festivals. We like right after my Icelandic vacation. We were supposed to play in Austrian festival called Area 53 Festival.
Oh yeah. Together with bands like Dragon Force, In Extremo, I think played there.
And
Lacuna Coil.
You picked me up in Copenhagen. We drove all the way down to Prague, where Roger, which is the economy guy in the band, he booked us a really sweet hotel. And
it was legendary. In its own way, in its own very horrible and nasty ass way.
I'm not sure how. Maybe he spent like 10 euros each per room or something like that. But when we
exaggerated,
we came in, like they put carbon. Basically,
what do they call it? Like crates.
Yeah,
lastpall. What do you call that in English?
I don't want to go back there.
No, I don't. I think there was a lot of like death and orgies.
It was cardboard boxes at the walls.
With like
and there was a flickering light in the corridor, which it was a perfect scene from like Silent Hill.
Oh hell yeah! Like,
but it was a big lock to the door and EU PAL. What's the name of that?
European standard like crates.
Yeah.
Basically, you put boxes on this, crate.
We slept with that. We were the boxes.
We were the boxes. Yeah. And the most interesting part of that is that we were like alone in the entire place. Which is just like if anybody is going to fucking kill us with a knife, this is the night and this is the spot, because nobody is going to find you.
So we spent the night there, and we actually survived. And then we drove to pick up our sound tech, and and he was out with the Nocturnal Rights. He's cheating a bit with us sometimes. No, I don't mind power metal, so that's fucking awesome.
No,
he got
they're an amazing
legendary band. But he spent his night as a luxury hotel. So good for you, Baye. Good job.
Yeah, we were a bit, pissed. We're like, how was your night? Oh, it was great. Oh, really? Good for you, man.
So we came down to Austria the day after, and we shared our green room with a band called Ostfront, yeah, and they were a pretty gory band. They had a lot of blood everywhere.
I have never seen that amount of blood in my entire life. It was basically like water in a bathtub.
It was like an episode from Dexter times 500.
It was crazy.
That was our green room.
And those guys were so fucking tall too. They were like, oh, hey man, nice to meet you. They just looked like the most dangerous guys ever, but they were actually very, very nice.
They were nice.
Looks can be deceiving.
Yeah.
Don't judge the
big Ostfront guys
by the makeup. Yeah.
Had a lot of blood.
That's the old saying.
A lot of blood everywhere.
A lot of blood everywhere.
So we survived that festival, and the next thing was in August. We went to the biggest festival in Europe, I would think.
Which we were told had 800,000 visitors every year. 800,000.
It's like more.
Like, if I had $1 for every time a person went to that, I would have $800,000. And what can you do with $800,000? You can buy a lot of these guys. That's good. Yeah, it's empty.
We good?
I think
we go to the next one.
I think we should.
We told the story of Poland Rock.
Yeah. While you do that, I think it's time to drink one of the Brasstacks beers. And we are going to tell you a little story about this brewery called Brasstacks, which is located in Uppsala. But I don't think we're going to tell them the story just yet. I just think we're going to give you some free promotion here, guys. This beer is called the Conductor from Brasstacks Brewery. I think this is actually my favorite beer of all time.
Yes, I love it.
It's done in an old farmhouse on the countryside.
Oh, you were there?
Yeah, I was.
You worked there for...
I worked there for free. I was basically, child labor. Because, well, I'm an adult now. Yeah, and this color, as you can see, is a bit darker. We were actually told by the guy that does these that if you're going to try beers, you're gonna begin with the lightest
the lighter one. Yeah,
and then go darker. So basically, the drunker you get, the darker the beer. I think it was Gandhi also said that in one of his speeches. Very well.
Yeah. Conductor, as I understand, it's a legendary profile in Söderhamn. This Conductor.
Yeah, that's right. He told us that.
And some band in Söderhamn, maybe.
Yeah, I think so too.
And it's a bit in his honor they did this beer,
Exactly.
which turned out to be the best beer in the world. Tribute.
Obviously, but like this guy, he was a conductor for the orchestra.
Oh yeah.
And I think he was like the starter of all of these amazing projects. He got people to play, together, and he made the town be a bit more like attractive.
Okay.
On the market. So he was a real he was a real yeah. So anyway, let's analyze. As you can see, the color. I showed you the color. Oh, it has a lot. I think the smell or the scent is a lot deeper.
It's not as fruity.
No, it's more like hell yeah, bro. Like hey, I'm beer. It kind of punches you in the face, It's like ooh. But I'm getting a lot of hops.
There's equally much hops. I think.
Yeah, I think
but
so.
It's not like you don't feel like those passion fruits or.
No, it's more like lemon, just like a very powerful combination between lemon and hops, which is just amazing. And it's not as cloudy. It's a bit cloudy, but it's not haze for days.
Is it cheers for the Conductor?
I think so.
For his good work in Söderhamn and for Brasstacks, which is an amazing brewery.
We have a special announcement, which will come when we're a bit more drunk. So you might understand what we say, but maybe not. Oh.
It is amazing.
This is like Beethoven's Fifth in beer form. It has everything that I enjoy with a good IPA. It has lots of hops. It has body. It's not watery or like piss. It has lots of hops. It tastes very like concentrated, which I very much enjoy. And the scent is just
It's like a compact taste of hops. It's like saucy.
Compact, I think too. Yeah, it's very good.
It tastes a bit like the Titan IPA. It's got a bit of character, or the same character.
I haven't drank the Titan IPA since we were in Jönköping.
No,
it's almost a year.
I brought a crate right after Jönköping.
Really?
But it's out.
It's out? God damn, I would love one of those.
But it's only, maybe my taste buds is really weird, but is it possible that is some kind of licorice taste in this one?
Licorice? Huh. You just changed the game, bruh. That's a game changer. Maybe it is. I have a bit of a cold though, so I don't taste anything.
which is great for a beer tasting event like this.
It doesn't taste the thing. I love it. Just alcohol.
Beer.
I like booze and stuff. No, but yeah, it does. It has that punch, that oomph.
And I think this has a bit more lingering aftertaste of the lead singer syndrome.
Hell yeah.
Nice. So, Poland Rock.
Poland Rock, yeah. That was
the biggest festival in Europe. Probably the biggest festival in Europe, in Poland. And conveniently enough, it's called Poland Rock. Just to not confuse people.
Yeah.
It was just called Woodstock for many years.
Yes.
But they got in some troubles with the original Woodstock from the USA, so they changed name to this year.
Yeah. Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
So, but it's in Konstruj nad Odra.
I think Odra is the river, so it's basically called Konstruj by Odra.
Ah, okay.
You know?
I see. But that was... unfortunately, our drummer, Richard, couldn't come to that show, so we had our old friend in John Bengtsson. He joined us for that event. He did an amazing job. Thank you very much, John.
Thank you, John.
But it was... You know, we had this... It was a part of this festival which was more, flower power-ish stage.
A lot of vegetarians, basically.
And that's the stage where we played. So we were like... Thinking during the entire day it was only bands that didn't play any kind of metal. And then we went on and we had an amazing crowd that day.
I mean, the Polish people.
But still we had a lot of sunflowers on stage.
They were there.
So it was like a balance between cool metal, evil stuff and sunflowers.
Oh yeah.
And
it was fucking crazy.
It was a great vibe. It was a great day. It was a great summer. The weather was.
It was hot as fuck.
Really hot.
Seriously, it was so hot. Like my jeans were like doing this. And poured the water or the sweat, from
sweat everywhere.
It was a very large crowd too. I think we played in front of like 2,000 people maybe. And I mean, we were expecting it to be kind of, chill because of the environment and everything. But you guys fucking delivered.
It was also, before the festival opened, the main stage was the day after, I think. The main stage wasn't open this day.
No, exactly.
But I think that was a good thing for us because this was probably one of the biggest stages that night.
No,
so people they traveled from far and go to that festival, and this was the first thing they experienced that during the entire festival stretch. There was so it's like this flower power stuff on the stage and some metal from Sweden. So
what was cool too was like the day after we played, I think Arch Enemy actually played the main stage. So we kind of missed each other back by the way there. But yeah, that was an amazing evening and day too.
That was good. That was really good.
What was cool too? What was that this festival is arranged by the Polish government.
Oh yeah.
And the people who are there don't pay a penny to get in. It's free. And I think that's one of the coolest, concepts that I've ever heard of. I mean, that's like unheard of here in Sweden. I mean, like tickets here, they cost quite a bit.
Yeah, and it was such a great vibe with the camaraderie and the atmosphere on stage. Like everyone was happy. There was no fighting or anything going on. It was like just great evening with like people that loved music and loved this event.
Yeah,
so it was
definitely. There was a lot of like love and emotion in the air. Very, very harmonious festival, even though there were so many people. And that's also pretty much unheard of, at least here in Sweden. There's been
we had a really good experience with the Polish police as well, because they were kind of working for the festival, and we were a bit, because it's a huge area, and we were a bit confused where we're supposed to go and stuff, and they just they gave us directions and they showed us around, and they were really helpful. And
they had also like the best looking uniforms.
Yeah.
Please, I mean everything was just so like ironed, and perfect. Respect to you guys.
It was a great experience in Poland.
Very much.
Hope we can come back to.
I hope so too, because I've only been there twice with this band. We played once in Bielsko-Biała at
Rude Boy
Club. Sorry, Rude Boy Club. That was also cool. I've never been to Poland like prior, so that was cool. But this was something else.
I had a really nice. Because I was tour managing that tour, playing Bielsko-Biała, and the promoter, the owner of the club, he's like, we sit down and. It was after the show, we were supposed to do the economy of the show, basically, and it's like, first we drink, then business.
Which is great. In order to do business, I must be drunk.
It should be like that every week.
First we drink.
That was a really pleasant experience.
Then we business. Yeah, that was cool. But and what happened after that? We had sort of a little
then break. We had a bit of a holiday or summer vacation,
which I think was needed, because what came after that was the biggest thing I've ever done in my life.
Then we actually, for the first time in the band's history, we took the Unguided to Japan.
Yeah.
And that was something else.
Yeah, I mean, even now it's like, have I actually been not only in Japan, but I've been in Japan playing the music that we as a band have composed and worked so hard on. That's just to me that's a real achievement.
That was a real achievement, and I can't stress enough how close it was for us to not come to Japan as well.
Oh yeah,
because we kind of messed up the whole visa thing.
Yeah. Which is quite the process too.
It's quite a process.
You don't do that overnight.
I think like we had about like a lot of confusion and a bit of misunderstanding from who was doing what. But literally we got our visas the day before we flew to Japan, basically. That was how tight it was.
It was close to being like cancelled, which would have made not only me, but I think you and the other guys as well fucking devastated. Because it got booked in like May, maybe April, and it was like, fuck guys, we're going to Japan, this is huge, and then we're like, actually we can't go because the visa's fucked, so then it was a very close call, but luckily we made it.
I must thank Marina if you're watching this, because you're the reason why I know you worked really hard to get Unguided to Japan, and we're really grateful, and you kicked ass over there and you kicked ass during the visa process, and we're eternally grateful that you were able to pull this off with us. So it was awesome that we could do it, and we had 2 great shows, and we had 2 great nights in Osaka and Tokyo.
Yeah, and also I think our drivers.
Oh yeah,
the dynamic duo, or the
double trouble
twins. I mean seriously, you guys were the funniest people that we've
Tatsu and Sheng.
That's what sorry, me and names just don't go together. But seriously, that trio of people just you made us have a very nice time over there.
Very happy Swedes. We met our eternal buddy in Takashi and his wife, and he brought us this. We're gonna try it later if we're not too fucked.
I had never tried that before.
No.
But sake, I love the sake.
No, I mean the food, the yeah, it was really good. Like the entire experience and the architecture of Tokyo it was really something.
It's a place that I really want to discover, because of everything basically. The geography, the the ocean, the food, the people, the culture, just everything about Japan was mind-boggling, to say the least. So, and the concerts were pretty fucking cool
It was
too.
really good.
Let's talk about that for a second.
It was great shows. A lot of hardcore fans that came out, and we had those meet and greets, and it's really appreciated as well. So it was cool to come back.
You all brought the pain to the concert. I mean, like everyone's head was banging. Everybody knew the words, to the songs. But between the tracks that we did, it was just so quiet. And I was like, aren't they enjoying this? But again, it was just like a gesture that the Japanese people are very, very polite and kind.
They were waiting for commands.
No. Lead me. No, but like, they just had so much respect for the band, so that they don't want to like interrupt or something. But anyway, I think Japan actually is like up there amongst the coolest things I've ever done, if not the coolest thing I've ever done as a person on planet Earth. And the flight time was pretty cool too.
I was a bit claustrophobic going back because I woke up. It's a 12-hour flight?
9-hour flight from Helsinki, and then we flew down to Copenhagen. And then I took the plane home from Copenhagen up to Stockholm.
Because I know we had different strategies to cope with that. I know Rille one wasn't really successful. He stayed up playing Fortnite. He stayed up playing Fortnite all night. So like, I'm gonna sleep like a child.
Didn't sleep for a fucking minute.
He didn't sleep at all.
So he basically was awake for like two days and nights straight. Like, let's do this show, bro.
I woke up during the flight. Like 6 hours in or something like that, and got a bit like claustrophobic, like get me out of here. Because it's, sitting in the same position for that long is a bit stressful. But
all that like
enjoyed it a lot of
light
and
recycled air for that 9 hours straight. It gets you fucking mental.
And a lot of movies. Say
a lot of bad ones, to be honest.
What happened next? We're back in Japan. We go for a bit of a homecoming show. It was really passion playing.
Halmstad.
Halmstad.
That was also cool.
I had no expectations of Halmstad whatsoever because I grew up close to Halmstad. And I lived like 16 years somewhat in the city Falkenberg, close to Halmstad. So when it comes to rock shows, they're hit or miss in those kind of cities, but I think Halmstad really delivered. I think we were all really surprised how good that was.
I know that you did not have any expectations, but I did. I was expecting a catastrophe, basically. I was expecting like the worst show of the year.
I really had a lot of expectations. Because all his colleagues was...
But I was maybe like, if there would be over 50 people, I would be like, it was a pretty nice evening. But 150 people actually showed up. The place was fucking packed, and they brought the pain.
They were really loud.
Yeah, very, very loud.
Really sweaty. And had a great light show as well.
That was a good show. No, but I mean, it was great practice for what was to come.
Yeah,
which was probably the Mount Everest of 2018.
Yeah, it was good warm up for the tour and the Tour Royale. And we waited for that one because the album was released in November. We didn't get to do the actual tour for the album
almost October. A year later.
And we started off first. We had that warm up in Halmstad, which was a really good show. And then we had the first show day in Berlin, mid-October.
Yeah, we started playing on a Thursday, right? But Berlin
never sleeps.
It never sleeps. You guys were crazy, and we loved that. You know, it was a great start. It was kind of packed. It wasn't like the maximum capacity, but almost there. And
Berlin was one of my favorite shows of the tour. Actually,
it went great. People were kind of drunk too, and I think that really helps if you're playing in a metal band. That people are a bit tipsy.
Play that good song. Which one? Everyone.
Sweet Home Alabama. No, that was not you. No, but and then we moved on after Berlin. We were. I keep forgetting. Where were we?
It's up from there because we went from Berlin to Weinheim.
Oh, Weinheim, and
it was
my parents actually showed
up
to Weinheim for the second time. They've been to Weinheim and saw us, and I just tell you.
So we had a packed show there in 2016 at the Lost and Loading in Europe tour.
Yeah.
And this one was equally packed, if not more.
I think it was even.
It was, almost sold out show, and it was really warm, but still a brilliant show.
I think they hadn't installed any ventilation. So it was basically like playing in a sauna. But it was crazy.
Ripping away.
It was crazy. I mean,
it was really good.
Yeah.
But I think because we were a tour package of 4 bands, we had our Northern Brothers in Beneath My Feet, and then we had our more Western Norwegian guys in Ice Wide Open.
Ice Wide Open. And
they're not really from, they're Battle Royale, it's close enough.
And
then we had Växjö, Gothenburg Hybrid in Demotional.
The very handsome boys of Demotional.
So we had these 3 bands, and then us. It was a good band package, or like a good musical concept.
It was an awesome package.
And during the Weinheim show, these guys probably took the best of them and took most of the air. So it was really warm, and the crowd was a bit exhausted, but still they gave us everything.
Oh hell yeah! It was crazy. And then we had a Saturday gig, right?
Yeah, then we had a show that was booked pretty late in Aalen.
Yeah.
And then we traveled to Austria to play Viper Room again, which I think is
for the third time.
Third time.
Yeah.
In 2
weeks. We played there in 2016 during the Lost and Loading tour, and then we had this festival in 2017 with Down in Worsdorf, and I think that the day before we did that show we stopped by Vienna to play the Viper Room again, and now it was the third time.
Always good.
Yeah, it is.
I think that was the first shower of the tour as well.
I think it was my second shower, because I showered in Weinheim.
Oh, in Weinheim got a shower.
But I did it before the concert and not after, so I don't think it counts. I still do. I smelled like a something.
Stinking it up around you.
Stinking it up.
And then we had Prague, which was a great show. One of my favorites as well in Prague.
Mine too. Yeah. It was very intimate, but it was packed, and it was all on
very interactive crowd.
Yeah, and it was on a Monday. But again, you guys brought the pain, and I was very impressed by that too. I mean, when you're touring, it takes you like 2 concerts before you're like in the game, sort of. You're kind of like practicing for 2 concerts, and then you're at your maximum capacity. So I think that Prague was like the first time that we really were tight and played nice.
Yeah. No, I think it all came together nice in Prague actually, and it was a great chemistry between us and the crowd there. And I also have to, like, from the tour, like, we had hard-working people for us in Nelly and Buggy, and we can't thank them enough for...
We could not have done that without them.
No.
So thank you very much, guys.
And also Matthias, that we snatched from beneath my feet because Henry couldn't do the tour. He replaced, like, on the bass guitar, and he did brilliant work both in Japan and during the tour. So Matthias, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Work. And then after that, after the tour, we had one last show in Mordor. It was a Halloween fest or a Halloween party.
Yeah. And it was fun, but it was a bit weird. It was at this place where they usually play what we here in Sweden call dansband. And dansband is like Swedish country music, but with way less dignity. You know, it's basically songs about your tractor and your high school sweetheart, you know, and I don't think that bands like us get the chance to play on those kind of venues.
No, we were really lucky.
We were very lucky, you know, but it was, I mean, we played like...
It was a great set. It was a masquerade, Halloween stuff. And you know, the bands was more, because it was another band as well, but the music was more of a background thing to the masquerade.
Yeah. They were there.
We were not the main event. We were weird.
I believe that the main event was like the beer and the booze, and we were like, oh, there's something going on in the background.
Yeah.
But anyways, we have played on an official dansbana, which is basically country music bar.
The hotel was meant.
The hotel was fucking something else.
But it was cool. They took really good care of us.
Hell yeah.
I liked the
very
event.
Good promoters.
And that's like, people usually show up to this if there's nothing good on TV.
That's promising, right? That's fucking great. No, yeah, but
that was cool.
Yeah, that was cool, and that's pretty much all the concerts we've done in 2018. And hey, we did a music video.
We did, exactly. We did a bit of unique music video with other band. Like, it was a bit of idea to promote the tour, so we did interlinked music video with all the other bands featured on the tour. So it was like beginning with Beneath My Feet, and it was like a changeover to Eyes Wide Open, then a changeover to Emotional, then a changeover to Ross, basically. So you can see the entire clip in its, the eternity at our YouTube channel, and Maluha Media, who orchestrated this entire event, did an amazing job.
They picked the perfect location as well. It was like this old like boats harbor, sort of thing. Exactly. Some workshop. That's what they call it. It was basically this like old abandoned place, and it just really complements the music very well. It's very, very common in our genre to do the videos in those kind of environments, but I think it's a cliche because it works. You know? No, seriously.
Yeah.
The grittiness lines up well with music.
Yeah, exactly. So it was an eventful year, to say the least.
Very much so. I mean,
it's probably been the most busy year for the band since start 8 years ago. Everyone.
That's amazing too. That's always the plan, you know. You're never quite satisfied. You always strive to be better and bigger, you know, at everything. And this year really, topped off nicely. Being able to open up for your teenage heroes, and then going to Japan, and then doing a nightliner tour is something that I could have never done if I wasn't a part of this amazing band. So I'm extremely thankful that you guys have, brought me in, and to you guys, the fans, that accepted me as a new member of your tribe.
Okay, I speak for all of us, including the fans, that we really appreciate that you actually decided upon us.
I'm humbled.
Raised us
Thank you
with your great personality and your great talents as a musician and singer.
I'm watching, you see? I'm all red over here.
Yeah, because that's my, it's a question that it's appropriate now that you've been 2 years, you're 2 years deep into this band now.
As
it's
a
pretty
permanent member,
yeah.
I joined, as you all remembered, remember the 9th of December, which was when we released the Night Taker video and this whole debacle began. And it's been, I've never done anything even close to what this band has, given me. So I think it just, it feels amazing.
It's amazing to see how I think you always, or when we picked you up into the band, you were a great musician, you're a great vocalist, but how your performances have grown with the band for every show, how you molded into a fully fledged rock star.
I don't know about that.
I think because I hear it every now and then as well. The first couple of shows, it was a bit, for everyone a bit uneasy. We don't know each other as well, and we perform together. We perform these songs, but over the years we grew together because you've been a constant in the band since 2015 now.
Yeah, almost.
You acted, was a acting role for Roland for almost 2 years before you joined the band.
Yeah, exactly.
And we all grown together, and your performance on stage is mind-blowing to see now compared to so I don't think bad was ever a concept for you in your life, I think.
Well,
but it's
disagree.
Exponentially, this last tour, it's amazing to see how much you develop. And
thank you so much, man. Seriously, that does mean a lot, and it's always, I'm a perfectionist by nature, basically, and I don't ever consider what's positive by my own, performance. I only, consider the negatives. What can be improved, and I, concentrate on that. So between the concerts and the tours, I practice. I practice the guitar playing. I practice, performing. And what I've been practicing the most in 2018 is, without any doubt, my voice.
Alright.
Because that was getting the right technique for touring is pretty difficult. So that was, I practiced that a lot. And there's no better practice than actually doing it, practicing in the basement or, that's...
in the Volvo.
Or in the bathtub, which I do a lot, actually. It's different than, playing on an actual concert. And because if you mess up in the basement, nobody cares. Mess up live, everybody has their, cameras, they post it immediately. You get all these comments, so you gotta be on top of your fucking game,
No, you're really, I can fully see that perfectionist side of you, because you're really hard on yourself when it's totally undeserved as well. We can come off stage we had the best gig ever, and then you're I sucked. We're what? You carried the entire show. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but again, I never consider the positives. If I mess up one note on one song, the whole show's been a disaster. And I mean, that's maybe not all the time something that's a positive thing, but nonetheless that's my
I think that's
mentality.
I guess that's the why you're in the position you are. Like you never accepted like good. You accepted, or you were always striving for greatness.
I'm trying.
Exactly. So I think that's a big fault for an artist. Like, if I come to this level, I'm satisfied. Like, I guess the interesting things happen beyond that line.
Oh yeah. It's like uncharted, territory.
Yeah.
Like, what do I do when I go beyond this line? That was my maximum level, So it's kind of
have it like from when you joined.
Yeah.
Because I know we had the discussion in Trollhättan right after the show.
Oh yeah.
2016, after the tour.
Right after the tour.
Yeah. We played a show in Trollhättan, and that's where we asked, like, is this a possibility for you for the future, going into like the next album?
Yeah.
How from like accepting that to where we are now? How you reflect like your expectations versus what happened?
Oh man. Well, I can positively say that all my expectations have been exceeded.
This band it have a lot of integrity.
Yeah.
And the people in it have a lot of integrity, and I think it was, to find someone with kind of the same chemistry, and also someone that is equally professional and good as Roland.
Yeah.
It's not, and on top of that, both have the vocal capabilities and the guitar capabilities. It's not an easy thing to do. All these components in one person. Awesome. It's like a rare happening. Because when we started to discuss, when we were having some troubles in 2015 and we had to cancel a lot of shows because for different reasons Roland couldn't do them, we were like, I think the first show you did, you were playing only guitar, for example.
Oh yeah, exactly.
And
that was pretty challenging too, because the parts in our songs, or your songs in the case, they're not as easy as you might believe. It's a lot of like details. Like, what the fuck is he playing? You have to actually practice it for a very long time to get it right. So,
but it was fun after that show because we were like, you can sing as well, and you're like, hell yeah.
Maybe I was like, yeah.
What do we need this other guy for?
I do my best. I've never been as nervous,
No.
I think, because it was like, oh shit, is that actually happening? I gotta, live up to the expectations, but also like do my own, touch to it. It was awesome.
Yeah,
it was a very
it was a cool show.
Very, very cool show.
And we did 2 shows at the same day.
Yeah.
It was
pretty stressful for the vocal cords.
Stressful day,
Lead vocal syndrome. I can't sing, guys. Seriously, my vocal cords are all fucked up.
To do those 2 shows in a streak. That's the first.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Singer, guitarist.
Hell yeah! It was my baptism of fire, basically. Like, don't fuck this up because it's gonna depend on it, basically.
It turned out really good.
Yeah. It's almost like, when I joined as a permanent member, there was a bit of like, questions, like how is this going to turn out? And I think we were all a bit nervous, but I think now it's been more established that I'm actually a part of this amazing, wonderful band.
The numbers from Battle Royale.
We get to that later.
Yeah. And a Battle Royale speaks for themselves when it actually, you know, when we got those wrapped Spotify stats, it was clear to see that and a Battle Royale, it streamed equally many times as Lost and Loading, but it had, you know, it was released by the end of 2017, and Lost and Loading was released by the first quarter of the 2016. So
that's pretty cool to see.
Yeah, it was really cool to see.
And thank you for listening too.
Yeah,
it's very, very grateful.
And it kind of speaks for that we're doing something right.
Yeah.
And I think that, you know, there's always some negativity and stuff. But I have a guy at work that have a good saying. I think I don't know if it translates good, but empty barrels makes the most noise.
Oh yeah, empty barrels make the most noise.
And I think that's what, you know, the guys or the people that appreciate us a lot, they maybe they are not acting out in comment fields and stuff as much as the people that don't like change.
No.
So most of the time you're exposed to a bit of negativity, but I think for us we take that as a challenge, and we do what we do best, and that is trying to make the best records that we would like to enjoy listening to. And that's what we did with and the Battle Royale, and it turned out, and we got some, you know, Night Taker is really one of the most class or successful songs that Unguided ever wrote.
And I was not expecting that at all, seriously, because like that was my maiden voyage. I mean, I've been using that term a lot during this video, but it has 1.5 million plays now.
Yeah, on Spotify,
something like that, which is, I mean, mind-boggling to say the least.
No, that's cool.
And I've noticed too that like a lot of people, when we play that song live, people like, oh, here it comes.
Yeah, exactly.
And that just like it's a lot of like confirmation for me that I'm very, very thankful that people actually like that tune, because it's the first Unguided song with my voice on it. So that feels great.
And it's quite a vocal performance. That's it's like the
same view.
The song. I don't know, but it's like the song when you check this new guy out.
And I think we actually we talked about that when we were composing it. Like the melodies, they have to be fucking challenging to like show like this guy.
Yeah, this is the entire range.
Yeah. So it's a very hard song to do live, especially
rightfully so.
Especially the stick or the middle bridge.
Yeah.
And to lead. I mean, except one octave higher, and it's a fucking challenge to do live. I hope I do it justice live.
I always get really pumped when that one comes live, because it's a very energy giving and writing song for it.
It's not as like technical, but it's very groovy. I think that pretty much resonates with people. It's not like really cool to play.
I'm out.
I'm almost out.
Should we?
Next one.
Next one.
Next one's gonna be split.
Your pick.
My pick.
So what do we have in our
glasses right at this moment? We are drinking a beer that I've never tried actually. It's called Carambar or Carambar.
See.
Yeah. It's not German. It's Swedish. It's Swedish as all hell. And it's also from the Brasstacks guys. Look at that. Pretty beautiful, isn't it? They just started doing this in cans too, which I think is extremely cool.
Yeah,
it's sort of the trend now with IPA and craft beer that they don't do it in bottles, because bottles is not hipster enough, It's gotta be cans. And this one, again, I have a cold, so I can't smell goddamn thing. What do they call it in Japan? It's kampai.
Kampai.
Kampai. Your anime voice. It smells sort of burnt. Like, I think it's that special hops. I don't know the name of it, but it tastes almost like it's been burned.
It's a bit like a grilly taste.
Yeah.
It's like you know, Texas Amber on drugs.
Or on drugs.
On steroids.
I do love my drugs.
Well, you know, it's
Yeah,
it's like
I totally agree.
everything they want to do with the Texas Longhorn Amber beer,
Yeah, true.
but you know, complete it.
And I'm sort of split between I don't know if I enjoy it or I think too many beers. Burp. I'm not sure if I enjoy it or I think it's too much. But it's it has that special hops, I think. And I mean, you can't have like a couple of bottles of this. You can only have one.
But I'm more, you know, a sucker of more, you know, heavier stouts and
You're a fucking
darker beer. And this is, I enjoy this a lot.
I think I mean because it tastes of that burnt note, but it also tastes quite fresh. And I think that the initial kind of taste is that burnt hops thing, but the rest is just this summery kind of light bloomy stuff.
Yeah, because I'm not quite sure if would I place this during the summer or actually during winter.
Yeah, I
think
it's
it
a
works
question
for
for the
both.
philosophers. Yeah.
Because I think it would work well as a holiday beer. You
Oh
know?
hell yeah!
But
Definitely.
still, like you know, we have your barbecue evening. It would work as well. As
I mean, this beer combined with like charcoal steak or something, I think would work absolutely fantastic. It has that sort of earthy taste. Taste. What was up with that fucking pronunciation? Taste. I'm from Kentucky. Well, anyway, shall we down this motherfucker? No. You don't fucking chug this kind of
expensive beer. Like
No, like how much is this on Systembolaget?
30 kronor, like €3, I think. Or
€3. That's
something like that.
I mean, if you're down in Berlin and it's a Saturday, you can get like 10 beers for that price.
People.
Berlin.
Oh, Berlin. For €3 in Czech Republic, you get like a
house.
Larry
You get like a house and a job.
Here you got a job. Thank you. You invested this entire campaign.
You have a job as a famous rap artist from the Czech Republic. This is the best. This is Kanye West. Kanye West. What the fuck is up with that guy though? How can a figure like that have political influence?
No,
I don't understand.
How can he be in the president's room?
I think because the president is as stupid as Kanye West is. A conspiracy-minded fool. I mean, again, empty barrels make the most noise. And Kanye West is an empty old barrel.
He's the emptiest of them all.
Yeah, maybe Trump is even more empty. He's a larger barrel too, so he, you know, the larger the barrel, and if it's empty, it's gonna make noise.
Do you think he will be re-elected?
Hard to tell, because I believe that even though a lot of evidence is presented against him, I think his base is basically going to say, oh, it's fake news, it's conspiracy, it's deep state trying to overthrow the will of the people. So I think I think that not only USA but also Europe is there's a lot of like tribalism nowadays. Evidence and truth don't have the same meaning as they used to, because it's my opinion that this is, you know, a conspiracy, and therefore it is. Opinion.
What do you think about the climate change?
Oh, the climax change.
I used to have climax. Now I know. I need to automate my genitals.
You see this trend, it gets, last year it was cold here in the beginning of the year, then it got hot, and then
now it's cold again. I don't understand. It's a normal.
Okay, we have some questions.
Oh.
If we answer them really fast.
Yes.
We have Dirk Rosenbaum.
Which I might add, I'm sorry that I interrupt you, but which I might add, he or you gave us some good old whiskey. We were in Holland. I actually drank the best whiskey of my life. It tasted like cream, which is like, you know, good.
And it was 3 times as old as you are?
Almost. It was from 1974.
It was really good. It was really good. Thank you very much.
Very, very thankful.
And thank you for bringing the in-ear system to me as well.
Oh yeah.
Because I lost mine. I have a backup now, so that's good.
He was your knight in shining armor.
Hero. Feeling like when heaven.
But when does the 2014 play? So you want us to play a gig in your living room? Okay, yeah, I will do that.
Hell yeah.
And then whiskey. Yeah, okay, yeah, we're up for that. Dirk?
Definitely. When are you going to tour the States?
For the States.
I get that.
Talked about the States and your president, but
I get that question a lot, actually.
Yeah. I think that there's 2 scenarios when we go into the States. Like, 1, we get the right offer from a festival. 2, we do a good support tour in the States. Because we can't book our own headline show in America when we haven't, you know, done any shows there at all. We don't have any, you know, major coverage in the US or anything at all. So for this to actually happen, we need to do a support show for a tour or a festival, basically.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
It's a bit up to you guys to nag on all the festivals, bring the Unguided here, and if they can give us a reasonable offer, we'll do it for sure.
Because that would also be one of our major goals, I think, too.
Yeah, we just love to come to America, of course.
We want to do a USA tour and a longer Asia tour. That would be fucking amazing. Because we just got a taste of Asia when we did the tour, or the 2 shows in Japan, and it was absolutely mind-boggling. So we want to play in USA.
We had great karaoke in Tokyo as well.
We have some evidence of that as well.
Yeah, maybe I
think that me and this handsome gentleman over here did a little number that we would most likely want to show it to you, but it was also under the influence of some spirits.
We actually found in this karaoke list, we found Denied by Sonic Syndicate.
With Japanese subtitles.
Nailed that one.
Oh, hell yeah.
Well, we were standing at the table doing that one, yes.
We were actually standing on the fucking table doing that one. And the coolest part of that, I think, is that they don't only have like a karaoke bar, they have a karaoke house.
Different
skyscraper filled with karaoke, and they don't only have one, it's like 1 per block. So it's basically a karaoke fest. And it's open like 24/7 too.
And we after our show we went straight to the karaoke, and then we stayed there until our flight went the next morning. So
Rockstar living, bro.
So then we have another 500 questions about us coming to the States, North America and the US, and
we want to.
So yeah, we really want to. For the right, or when we get the right opportunity, we do it. Then there's a guy called Marcel Andres who's asking about Annie from Fragile Immortality, Nelly. supposedly took care of that one. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Sebastian Rithausen, what other band would you dream to tour with?
Interesting.
First.
Me first? Oh. There are so many. It's very hard to choose from one. But I would say one band that would be very cool to tour with is probably Within Temptation or Five Finger Death Punch, because I think the combination of our two genres, because we're kind of close to both those genres, but we're like a bit more aggressive, and I think it would be a really good package. Plus, both of those bands are American, so that would be cool. Another band that would be cool to tour with is probably Amaranth. I think, I mean, both of us are from Gothenburg area, and our genres are pretty, you know, close, but also not close at all. So I think those three, yeah, it would be cool. And you, Richard, what band do you want to talk about?
Blind Guardian.
Blind Guardian.
Yeah, I think yeah, of course, I would love to play with Blind Guardian. I'm not sure how their fans would like us, but I think they would be kind of okay match. But I think what would make most sense to tour with us, like market-wise, maybe like bands like Trivium or Killswitch and stuff.
Trivium, yeah.
And also those like huge, bit more commercial acts like Five Finger Death Punch and I guess Avenged Sevenfold and stuff like that. Would open a lot of doors for us with our music.
Yeah. I also believe that that's probably our next stage, is probably to like be the opening act of a very, very well established band, like in the US or something. I think that would give us a lot of opportunities.
I would actually like to do Europe tour with In Flames.
Oh yeah,
I think
that would be cool.
Sport shows In Flames would be a good move for us as well.
Yeah. I also want to open for like Rövbajs. I think that would be really cool. If you guys haven't heard Rövbajs, click on your YouTube.
On our last tour.
Oh yeah.
So what's going on here? So, like, it's been about 6-5 years away for you to come to about East Estonia. Can do that. That wouldn't be a problem, I think.
Estonia was awesome last time. We played on a boat again.
That wasn't 6 years though. That was 2 years ago.
Yeah. It was, but
you missed us, Sesk.
But to do a tour of the Baltic area, I think would be enormously cool.
Is there any chance for you to come to Serbia next year? There's always a chance, Sasha.
Hell yeah. We're
gonna be busy writing a new album next year, but we'll book some shows. What can we expect for the year 2019 besides a new album or a tour, of course? I think the plan currently is to probably have the album ready by fall, something.
Yes.
I think at this point we're most likely looking at the 2020 release though.
Yeah, but we are actually heading for the studio because we are going to do a new EP containing 2 new songs, as is our custom. We are hitting the studio on the 25th of January 2019, so it's a month from now. We have 2 songs that are almost done. We're in the finishing touches mode. We are going to track it with a guy called Robert Kukla. He's from Canada. Kukla. Goose guy, which is a very talented person from Canada. So he's going to track it because he's like editing and tracking ninja, and then it's going to be mixed and mastered by the one and only Buster Odeholm, who is a member of Humanity's Last Breath. You might believe that he only mixes like the heaviest most aggressive genres, but
So that's why we're there.
yes, we are there because we want that heaviness and aggressiveness into maybe our more catchy tunes. So yeah, look out for that one.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a really interesting move to see what, because you know with Dino and the Battle Royale we went a bit more with the modern angle of the soundscape of the album.
Hell yeah.
And I think Buster is gonna be able to take that to even further, like, or take that a bit
to its extreme. I think really, because like I mean he mixes very modernly as well, but he just makes it sound massive basically. So I don't know exactly what date it's going to be released, but expect a release in like spring. Anyways, I can just tell you this, that the new songs are gonna be killer.
They are massive.
They are massive.
It's gonna be interesting.
Because of we decided who is going to mix and master it before we actually did the songs. I think we had that in our consciousness when we composed the songs. Like because he mixes very aggressively and stuff, we did songs that we know it are gonna sound nice when they're mixed by him.
How do you record your guitar tracks? Reamping, modeling, or with a physical amp? Physical amp is so 1003.
Oh man. For the latest album we used Carambar, which is
zeros and ones going through.
Yeah, but it's not a modular like the Axe-Fx. It's called a profile amp, which is basically that you take like an impulse response of an actual amp. So it's more natural sounding, but it's still not an actual amp. It's just this box. You put the XLR cable into the computer. Yeah, this one. It's an XLR cable from Japan. It's very expensive. Yeah, so yeah, a Carambar, and we don't ever do quad tracks. That is recording 4 guitars simultaneously. For the rhythms, we only use 2. One to the right and one to the left. Because it just makes it sound a bit tighter. And because we're not always a guitar-oriented band. I think it's more about the synthesizers and the chords. We don't really need that massive like wall guitars because it's only gonna disappear.
No, I mean it's all about the vocals in the end.
Yeah. Who needs drums? Drums are fucking stupid, Just hit on things.
But it's like this Carambar thing have done our live experience a lot easier.
Hell yeah! Both me and Roger are using modelers. On this tour, I actually used a tiny pedal, which is about this size, from a company called Mower. I don't know how it's pronounced, but the Mower GE200. It's an extremely nice little pedal and modeler. I actually brought that one to Japan. I brought it on my hand luggage. So and it sounded fucking fantastic. I actually got a lot of like compliments, like, what are you playing on? I'm like, this thing. Like, no, but like, what are you actually playing on? I'm like, oh, this thing. Blew people's mind. And mine as well, because I had never tried it before I went there. Very cool.
So tiny but so loud.
Hola!
Another couple of comments about America. Yeah, we'll come there eventually. And then we have, will you release something new next year? And as stated, yes, we will probably release an EP next year.
Not probably, we will release
an EP next year. Then we have our friend from the Netherlands, Martin Woodsma. When will you write your first Christmas song? And then our sound tech, Bagge, actually answered to that one, and they're all Christmas songs. You're just hearing them wrong, so we don't need to answer that. That's correct.
Alla är jullåtar, du hör dem bara fel.
Yasin Rauti, is there a new album? There's no new album, sorry.
Yes.
No.
Johnny Mikael Phoenix, yes. When is the cover of Vad har du lagt I mossan do?
What have you put in the hat?
I'm waiting since Hellfrost for it.
What is that song? I've never heard of or that song.
I'm not quite sure. I need to.
Next.
Sorry, Johnny. No coverage so far. What are you going to eat for Christmas? Beer. There is a chance of Hungary give a concert.
Ooh, we never played in Hungary. Actually, I don't think we have been that much in East Europe. I mean, we've been to the Czech Republic.
Hungary would be really good to play, I think.
Have you ever been there with your old band?
Yes, a lot of times actually.
A lot of times?
Yeah, it was Hungary is really.
Budapest only, or have you been?
No, various places. Some festivals in Hungary.
Yeah, they have a lot of festivals in Hungary, don't they? Yeah.
So hopefully soon. Gonna hit another Brasstacks brew here. And this time it's Kahoots.
Kahoots!
I've read the description of that artwork, and it's actually two owls on the side is plotting to kill the one in the middle. So look at it again.
All right, let me give you the tour. There's the left one. Here's the middle one. He looks kind of smug, don't he? Like, I'm better than you.
And they're like communicating with a thread and cup thingy.
He's like, I'm gonna kill you, virus.
Yeah, he's fucked.
Oh, they're talking.
He is fucked.
I mean, I would fucking kill that owl myself. Smug little fuck.
I really like this one. It's
Let us analyze. Ooh. Seriously though, a lot of lime, lemon, grape.
There's some spice that feels Christmas.
I think it's a bit of like dingleberry into the compliment. I'm getting that dingleberry notes. The brown scent.
Yeah, let's see.
Yeah, it smells fucking lovely. Notice how like panelized my previous ones were. Like, oh, that's a grape. And now it's like, yeah, it's good.
You don't give a fuck.
How many of these do you have? Like 20?
But actually, like, yeah, putting this next to Conductor. Conductor is a lot better.
I mean, this is one way ticket to Flavor Town. I would say. I mean, seriously, because there's just like it's just this like quick burst of flavor. You know, it has a lot more like body, and it's a very sophisticated beer. I would say. It's hops, it's lemony, it's fresh. Like this beer, I think would do very very well during the summer.
Yeah, because I know me and Ella was drinking this and watching True Detective during the summer. That was like the, cheers partner.
Oh,
kind of beer.
Yeah.
But now, for some reason, during this time when we played through all this, it's for me this one comes out as the weakest.
Really?
At this moment, yeah.
I would say that this one is the weakest. I would put it at this 1, 2, 3.
Okay. Yeah, I will sort it arrange like this, I think.
Really? I would say something like this.
Okay.
No, actually, this. I think. There we go.
But I like it. I like it's not a bad beer.
No.
It's just it's this one is nicer to drink and continue to drink during evening or
evening. Definitely.
While
This is a bit more heavy.
Next to these ones,
Yeah.
it's because I like the ones a bit more, it's like an explosion.
Hell
of,
yeah.
flavor.
This is a bit more mellow, easy beer.
Still a good beer.
Hell yeah. I don't think that they don't produce anything that's bad.
No.
It's not like Carlsberg or something like that.
No. So what do we have here? I guess there's an unknown unguided army. We would be very happy to see you all live in Hungary. We're hungry for that.
Take us to Hungary then. We would love
Yannick Clement, the spawn of Dirk. Right?
The seed.
This
Dirk.
yes. How did you guys like the Bremen beer?
Very, very good. I have never drank a beer from Bremen until you provided us. It was very good.
That was actually good. Will there be another tour next year or just festivals? Will there be another gig with Roland some way down the road? Richard, that's me, has already teased the new album for 2019, so I don't have to ask that. Well, there's not going to be a new album in 2019, sorry.
But there will, however, be a new EP, which is kind of a teaser for what's to come. So,
regarding show with Roland, there's you never know. Maybe it's. I think
it'll be awesome to do it to try that again.
It's like some albums down the road we decide to write or do a new DVD to capture where we're at live-wise, and of course Roland's gonna be the guest of honor of an event like that. That's every our past member of the band. People come and go as they like as well. If you want to do a show with all of us, he's where we're going to
Oh, hell yeah.
Of course.
That'll be cool again. Again, that DVD show we did in Falkenberg was something
quite something.
Yeah, it was really, really cool.
That was that event, that evening was really mind-blowing.
Yeah, it was really good. A lot of people too. 400 people or something.
I have a feeling any question about touring album info may be answered. Thus, I'll go for a story. What events currently going on in your life translate into lyrics, and do they have impact on the story direction of the Unguided, or is that something you have planned well in advance?
Kind of a deep question, I would say, which is very appreciated, and because you're the guy that does all the lyrics, so I'll let you answer that. I'm passing the ball.
I was thinking like on Battle Royale, it's a bit of a blend between like story stuff and down and dirty real life stuff. Heartbleed Bug is like as real as it gets, but there's their song as Anchorstone, which is more like story driven. And I like to write both, so I'm trying to keep a blend on it, and I think that's what's going to happen on the next album as well. But I'm in a really good position, life-wise now, which makes it harder to do, lyrics about it. Because when you're happy, you don't write as good lyrics, I feel. When you're like in a down place and you go inwards, that's when you write your most, for me, impressive lyrics at least, because your sentence themselves. But we'll see. I'm sure we'll figure it out when the album comes. As far as the story part comes, I wrote a new story for the upcoming album. It's called Canto 2 or 3, and it's a lot about. I don't know if the hardcore fans have seen the single artwork of Inception. There's a girl on the artwork there, and this story carries a lot of the background history of her and how she's entangled in the whole story. So it carries the whole plot forwards basically. So we'll see. It's a really long story this time around. It's Canto 1 and 2 is. This one is as long as both of them together for one album. So but we'll see what ends up. I think the real life stuff is gonna be more when we get into writing mode of the actual album. Like, where are we there at that? And maybe I want to portray more like where are we at as a band, or members of the band, or we'll see. It's
either way, I think it's gonna be cool.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
Because again, I think the two tracks that we're gonna release for the EP, they're real bangers. So I think anything that you do lyric-wise, I think we're really good.
It's gonna be fun. You know, you write lyrics yourself. It's like when you go into that
not as much as you would,
mode or that place. That's when you know what this gonna be like. It's hard to tell now because you're not in that spot. You need to travel into yourself and do that.
And again, you write the best texts when you're depressed.
Yeah,
which is very weird.
Exactly.
I have that experience as well. Yeah. That's like the time that I really like contemplate, you know, the tough things in life, and I think those kind of texts are more passionate and like more personal, and I think that really resonates with people because they're looking for some sort of like closure, you know, with the text and everything. So I agree with what you say. If I'm like happy and my life is doing great, my lyrics are going to be
just thinking like
kind of basic, you know. So it's
people like super successful bands like Metallica and stuff like that. They were once an angry thrash metal band, and they had a lot to say about the like global politics, I guess, and everything was against them. But now they're like probably all millionaires, and like, how angry can you be as a millionaire? But from my own reference, I always, you know, wrote the best songs lyric-wise when I've been in a bad place life-wise. Because it gets like a safety vault. Like that, the pressure, what you feel, and that turns out to the lyrics, basically.
It's basically like meeting a therapist, but it doesn't cost you a penny. Yeah, you basically get to channelize all of everything that you need to get out. Just comes out more natural. If you're happy, you're like, well, I ate a bagel this last Wednesday. It was really dry.
Great bagel. Oh, dry bagel.
Yeah, dry bagel, and it didn't have enough salmon or cream cheese or anything. You know, it's like that doesn't really affect, you know, your emotions. It's just annoyance. Here's one question. I'm going to take over the question reading part. Is there a possibility of you making a song with former or current Sonic Syndicate member? P.S. Salutes from Mexico. Gracias por favor. Hope seeing you around here soon. Let me just address the latter part of that message. To play in any of the Americas would be fucking amazing.
This is actually weird.
Right.
It's growing.
Yeah.
It's growing.
I think.
What can I say?
I think this one was a little bleak if you compare it with these two. It was a little watery. But anyway, is there any possibility of you making a song with former or current Sonic Syndicate?
But we're already making songs with former or current Sonic Syndicate songs.
This is a former member.
As far as I understand, my brother is a former member as well.
Yeah, Roger was in Sonic Syndicate too, wasn't he?
So all your wish come true. But I guess you're thinking about something else, and no, I don't really see the reason for that. Oh, at least maybe Roland do something with us every now and then, but other than that, and maybe John is doing some drum parts as a guest. But no.
Here's one. When will you release a cover album? What songs would it feature?
You know what? We tried that once. Or not an album. We tried to scoop up a couple of songs that we would like to cover, and everyone had entirely different preferences and opinions of what song that would be. So
This was before my time.
Yeah. It ended up in a big fight, and then we said like we just write our own songs.
But I think me and our beloved drummer, we have discussed the possibility of making a cover of the one and only E-Type, because that man's fucking choruses are just out of this fucking world.
Russian lullaby king.
Yeah, man. It's like, angels fall and crying, and you're far away. I mean, imagine that with like double bass bones. Be great. Here's one from Brad Lake. Gear rundown! Exclamation point. I use a Comparison Angelus TR, which is a discontinued model. But I've changed the pickups, so right now I'm using C. Duncan Alpha Omegas, which are the signature model of this very, very well-known guy called Mark Holcomb of Periphery. And those pickups are just fucking the shit, basically. I used active pickups for the longest time, EMG 81 and a 60, and they're awesome as well. But I needed like a more organic tone, sort of like a more string sound. So I tried those, and I will never go back to active pickups. Amp wise, it's like usually when we record, as we mentioned earlier, we use Kemper, because then you have the option basically of using any fucking amp that you want to, providing it's very well profiled. But live lately, as I mentioned earlier, I've been using the more GE 200, which is awesome. And that's basically it. I use my guitar, I plug it into the tiny pedal thing, and that one goes straight out to the PA and to my in-ears. I like to keep it quite simple. I'm not a big fan of using like lots of pedals, lots of like heavy equipment. I like to, you plug it in, plug my amp into the PA, and then just it sounds nice. Because live I use basically one rhythm patch and one lead patch, and that's all I need. And now, there's the camera. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we come to the concluding part of this video. We are announcing our custom beer. This is a black IPA done by the nice fellas at Brasstacks in Battle Royale. Look at that, Brasstacks in cooperation with the Unguided, and it's called the Battle Royale because our album is called the Battle Royale.
It used to be.
Oh fuck!
Sorry, it used to be a bottle.
Now it's the can Royale.
Now it's the can.
It's still the Battle Royale, but it's in a can, so it's sort of an oxymoron in itself. But it's all good.
It's all good.
Let us analyze. It's black.
This is the first can version of this.
I only drank the bottle version,
which is.
Even though it's very, very dark, you might expect it's like a porter or like a stout. But when you smell it, you still get that traditional IPA thing going on. It has a lot of the citrus notes, a lot of grape, a lot of passion fruit, that is, and also passion in the actual labor that Eric provided when producing this beer. Let us taste. Oh man.
Love it.
As you can see here, it's a black IPA, which is
all the way up to the top here.
Oh, yeah. Buy this beer.
Get it. By any means.
The money.
Get it.
We're doing fine.
No, it's actually really good.
It's
because I'm more of a imperial stout guy, And this is a black IPA, of course, but it tastes a bit like the stout to me.
Oh hell yeah!
It's really heavy and compact.
It's sort of like a combination between a good porter and a good IPA. You know, it's dark and it has that like coffee bitter
some
taste,
coffee
but
notes.
it's also very fresh, which I think it's. I've never drank a dark beer that tastes like this.
No,
To be honest, it's a very
dark beer with
nice.
hops actually.
Yeah, the hops
still
just
pulls through a
just
bit.
hops
Hops into your mouth.
mouth, and it's a lot of party. As you
Good job there, Brasstacks.
very good job.
Lovely beer.
Actually, even though it's dark, I would definitely drink this during the summer because it's very fresh and light.
I had my fair share. I think we released Battle Royale during March.
Yeah, I think so. I was actually at the brewery.
Yeah, you
doing
made
some
it.
bottling. So they're basically as talented as Mozart was on the piano. They are with the hops. And that's about as poetic I'm going to get this evening. Unless we open the whiskey here, then you're gonna hear some lovely poetry
Let's see here.
från Karin Boye och sån skit.
Carambar,
Karin Boye.
nej, vad fan är det här?
Mike Pile. Micke Pile. Ja, jag jobbar på VVS.
Twitter.
Twitter.
Alltså,
Do you have like Twitter account? I have Twitter. Twitter.
favorite holiday music? Shoot.
Feliz Navidad.
Sara Larsson.
Or actually a Swedish Christmas carol called Jul, jul, strålande jul, which is Christmas, shining Christmas.
Only listen to Carola during Christmas. Every
Yes.
morning I go up, I put on Carola on this stereo. Carola, and she takes me all the way to Bethlehem.
Yeah, she's a very talented person though.
She's very talented. If you collaborate with another band or an electronic music DJ for a collaboration type album, then who would it be and why?
TJR or DJ Snake.
Yes.
Or H.P. Baxter.
Yeah. Skola.
Hans-Petter Baxter.
When can we expect some new kick-ass songs from you?
We already told you.
Soon. When it comes to writing songs, what is your process? Is there only one or two writers? Is the band wide endeavor?
We're
It's a
kind of a
band-wide
democracy.
endeavor.
It's a democracy. We only judge the tunes by their competence. So it's not like, well, I haven't gotten any songs on the album. Can I please have just one? It's not that at all. It's more of like, do we like this? Do we think it's a good song on the album? Yes or no? And we basically put it down to a vote. And if it's a
Öråd.
majority, if it's a majority that says yay, you can expect it on the album.
Have you thought of incorporating hip-hop into your sounds?
Oh.
Like maybe collaboration with rap artists?
I know.
Yes?
No.
No. Yeah, sorry, Wade Kingston. How are you? Greetings from Canada. So who are some of your favorite hip-hop rap artists? What is this?
Well, I can.
Kanye. He's the one.
Even though he's very commercial nowadays, I like Post Malone. I think he introduces something very, very new into hip hop, and I think everybody is just copying what he did. I think he's, even though he's very popular and very commercial nowadays, I think he's a real talented guy. And I also like Flock. Walk a flock of flame, bro. I go hard in the motherfucking paint. Leave you stankin'. What the you think?
Another good question is: any scheduled dates for a show in Brazil?
Come to Brazil.
Come to Brazil.
We would love to come to fucking Brazil.
So when? Tomorrow. Tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Tomorrow. It's a place in Finland.
Probably
I live in Tomorrow. It's the west of Helsinki.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow ligger i Halland, för helvete.
Tomorrow, jag ska väl köra det.
Röven är full med skit. Vad är det? Det är nu man ska köra intervju.
This have been a good Christmas run.
Very good Christmas run.
And skål to the best beer of this evening, the
Definitely
Battle
the best
Royale.
beer. And also, what an amazing evening.
Really good evening.
Really good evening.
Merry Christmas.
Nice talk. Merry Christmas.
And a Happy New Year. And hope we see you guys the coming year. I think it's going to be the year of Unguided yet again.
I think so as well.
And I hope you liked our upcoming songs.
Kahoots, we are
Willkommen Sie außen.
this summer we're not only going to play at Kahoots because we love Germany.
Germany's great.
Every country is...
Auf Wiedersehen.
Auf Wiedersehen, meine liebe Freunde. Gute Weihnacht und Feliz Navidad. Und for you in Brazil,
Weihnachtsmann.
Feliz Nabil. I learned that from somewhere. Feliz Nabil. It's Merry Christmas in Portuguese.
Oh, okay.
Because we're going to come to Brazil.
What is Merry Christmas in Gothenburg?
God jul jävla idiotjävel. Livet i helvete.
Closing words.
God jul din jävla idiot.
Jävla.
Ja, då var det jul igen.
Hörru.
Jävla fan. Varje dag vaknar upp, vet du. Går ner till spårvagnen. Inte någon käft.
Går ju på i Halmstad.
God jävla jul. God jävla jul. Är det vitlök i julskinkan eller? Vitlök? Nej, det är...
Ta gröt och en citron.